Deacon Robyn. I've been the Director of Music and Worship at Abiding Christ for 21 years. My earliest music memories of my childhood involve sitting at the piano with my mom and my brother. And my mom would ask us to sing, well, she would tell us to sing various Gaither songs usually, and she would either play the piano or the guitar, and the three of us would sing. And I wanted so badly to sing the melody all the time. But my brother was younger, so he got to sing the melody, and she would tell me to sing high harmony. So my earliest memory was constantly being told, no, high harmony, Ra, no melody. It's difficult to think of a hobby when most of my hobbies actually do involve my profession as well. I play the piano to relax. I also play it for my job. I listen to choral music to relax, and I also do it for my job. But I also really enjoy genealogy. I have for many, many years. Steve and the kids and I did a cross-country trip back in 2017, mainly because I wanted to research my genealogy in Oklahoma, which was really cool, and we really enjoyed it and had a great time. I love walking, I love hiking, I like to swim. Of course, those are mostly in the summer. But during this quarantine, my hobbies have mostly involved figuring out how to use video software. I would say that my grandmother, Annie Curtis, my mom's mom, probably has had the biggest impact on my life. She has gone through a lot of loss in her life, and she always managed to just pull everything back together and keep going. She lost two sons. Both of my uncles passed away young, and she has lost all of her siblings except one, both of her parents. Her father was killed when she was 3 years old, and she never wallowed in her sadness, and that's something that I always admired greatly about her. She is in her upper 80s now, which she's not going to like that I said, but she seems young to me, and she always has. I've known since I was about 2 years old, when I was sitting in church and would play with the hymnal during the sermon, that I was probably going to end up doing music in church for the rest of my life. I actually had my first paid gig as a musician when I was 7, and it sort of continued on from there. I went to college assuming I was going to be a high school music teacher, and then was called to Abiding Christ during my senior year. I knew that I was going to be working in a church, whether it was volunteering or as a paid professional, probably for the rest of my life. I think that if I weren't able to do music, I would probably end up running the nursery because I love being with the kids. I also do enjoy the technology side of church, and am enjoying that more and more now that I'm stuck at home working on the videos. As Pastor Craig likes to tease me, I have had a vast ecumenical background. I was raised in a very conservative church, and then after my parents got divorced, we went to many different churches trying to find a home, and ended up being Nazarene, Methodist, Episcopal. When I was in college was when I really started finding religion to be interesting, and I went to every church you can possibly imagine, including Baha'i for a while, and I looked into Scientology and lots of other things, just trying to check different ideas out. I think college is a good time for that, and I think that asking questions really helps us to grow in our journey. It's hard for me to complain about the way COVID-19 has affected my family because we're all well. None of us have been sick. And I know it's a cliche to say that we're all in the same boat, because we aren't, because everybody has a different experience while they're at home. Our experience during this pandemic has been that my girls are schooling from home now, and Maddie was a creative arts major. That's not really going to work while they're doing online schooling. Katie was supposed to be graduating this month, and she was actually graduating a year early. She's worked really, really hard in order to do that. And so she's pretty sad right now that things are kind of going to have to go unnoticed after working so many years. So there's been a lot of talking and a lot of pep talks about how none of this was for naught. It all mattered, all of her hard work over these years. Julie was supposed to have had her graduation recital yesterday, and that didn't get to happen. So there are just lots of things that have to be put on the back burner, but really during all of this we've been extremely blessed.